guys, this is Wenzes from Below the Radar Above the System, and now I want to talk to you about taking action. And this has been a topic that's been requested in an idea pool, and there were a couple of comments on it and further requests into what kind of specifics I should go within this video. So this one is going to be a little bit more of a Q&A kind of thing. So yeah. The question was, why don't we all take action more often? It is our inferior function as an SE to really get something done, and that we actually know that it's a great relief for stress and, to help us to stop overthinking and so on, but we still nevertheless we don't do it often enough or to an extent that we should be using it. Or doing it. And I think one of the main reasons for that is because, first off, we don't really feel progress. When we have an idea and we have about a vision, we directly feel how this is going to feel once it's manifested, when it's really done. And so there's not that much motivation to really do those things. But what we have to do is actually broaden our vision and our understanding of our NI. Because, for example, ESTPs or dominant sensors, what they have to do is just, keep on taking action and focus on a vision and just do step by step in order to fulfill that vision. And for us, it's like this: we have to aim for a vision that is even higher, so we know in order for us to achieve that, and will be our goal, and we need to do this in order to be okay, we have to do those certain steps. We have to take action in order to go somewhere. And it is difficult when you're only doing it for yourself. That's been one of those questions on this, is in what kind of way are you really internally directed and really doing it for others, as in, going and doing things. And yeah, a couple of people are very internally directed. I'm probably also internally directed when I started this, but I do also feel that if I didn't have you guys as a community, as somebody that I can share my ideas with, or that I know that there are people benefiting from what I'm bringing, then there wouldn't be this motivation. So I always think there's some kind of interplay with those things. On the one hand, you do need to have some kind of internal motivation to understand that you have to always be doing something, or otherwise you're gonna get depressed. Because once you start really thinking about overthinking and really getting into this rut where you just analyze everything and you live in your dream world and you don't do anything in the real world, there is nothing to achieve and there's nothing to go. And if you're not careful, you're going deeper and deeper down that rabbit hole, and in the end you don't find meaning in anything. Because in the end you can come to a conclusion of, what is the meaning of not only of my life, you can get to what is the meaning of life altogether, and just completely lose any kind of drive and motivation to do something with your life. But once you come to this conclusion, and I really think that having SE in combination with TI is the most important factor for us, to have a clear understanding of, okay, this is my life, I have a couple more years to live, I'm not gonna end this now, I'm not, there's no meaning in analyzing what the meaning of life is, or what is my life worth, or whatever, all those kind of things. Just accept the fact that you are here right now, and since you're gonna live, you should also use that time as best as possible, meaning that you create something that feels good to you, and that includes helping others to feel good about themselves, and this also includes becoming somebody. And when I say becoming somebody, I don't mean to become somebody in the eyes of others, but to grow as an individual, so you're that bold person, what you've achieved. When you follow your dreams, it's not so much what you get from achieving those dreams, but who you become. And one of those things that was also mentioned in the comments was that we don't take action because we're afraid of the consequences, and we're too sensitive for the failure that comes with it. And I do believe that's true in a way. I myself have for the longest time kind of ignored that fact. Like, looking back at it, I know that I didn't try out for things or did things because I was scared to fail, but that's not what I was telling myself. I was telling myself, well, I don't do it because I don't want to be in that part of society. Or, you know, like, for example, now I switched jobs and I'm at a job where it's really difficult to find an area, or it becomes more difficult to find an area where I feel comfortable. And for the longest time, I told myself, I just don't want to be part of that group. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to, you know, be a person who's all about their career and so on. And I realized that you don't have to be like this in order to get better at what you're passionate about or anything like that. And that one of the reasons why I was telling myself that is because I was scared I was going to fail. That I was scared that I would go in an environment where I do not fit in, where people are gonna realize that I cannot, you know, bring what I meant to bring and what I think I am capable of, and that would hurt. And the best thing as an advice and I can give you, and this is speaking from complete experience, is go for the failure. Like, I'll talk about more, you know, when it comes to like really falling off that wagon and getting back up, because I also had like challenges when I started my new job a couple of months ago. But I really think when it comes to failure, I have gone and done things that were completely out of this world, like really just, you know, I don't even know how to really get into this so specifically. Just kind of like talked to people and changed people and then gotten really in relationships with people based on just, you know, vibes and emotions without really having like concrete facts, and going after an ideal and a vision that I wanted, and everybody around me told me it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work, and what are you talking about, you're completely nuts and you're imagining everything, you're crazy. And I went after it and I lost. Like, I've done this, and I was so fixated on this idea and taking action and doing something about it, as in having my vision and creating it in real life, and it blew up in my face. And it was very painful, but guess what? I made it. You know, that was the beginning of everything that happened here. And it happened because I survived that failure and I learned from it. And now I can do much more because I know that I'm going to be okay even if I fail. I know that. And this gives you so much confidence and so much more strength to go after those things you want. So when you say, you know, take action in a way, you know, it's on one aspect of this is really being okay with the worst case scenario that can happen out of it. So understanding, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? I'm still gonna be okay. You are. You are, and even if you don't think it, you will be, you have no other choice. You have to go and do some kind of things that you think about and create it. And you have to do it because otherwise you go insane. That's just the main reason. I understood for myself that if I'm just like sitting in this numbed out world and not participating in real life and hoping that something outside of me is gonna come and is gonna save me and is gonna bring all that action I want in my life, it's not gonna happen, and it will make me miserable. And I think once you really realize that, that's what I meant with the combination of SE and TI, then it's really about taking small steps. You have a dream, it's really big. What you need to do is set a goal, set dates, have a plan, and just do little things each and every day. Having like the next right move. So for example, if you're scared to fail, or you're in a situation where you feel like, okay, what's gonna happen? Anxiety is building up because there's, you know, you're working towards something and there's nothing happening around you, or there are people who are not understanding your vision. It's about taking the next right move and the next right step and understanding that that is the solution. For a lot of extroverts, or most extroverts, it's about going inside. That's like their journey of becoming a better version of themselves, understanding what are the meanings behind everything, what is your motivation for living the way you want to live. But for us, it's really the opposite. We really have to take action. We have to be less deep in a way, and actualize our ideas and make them available to everybody, and not just hoarding them because we think people are gonna laugh at us. Because once you like really share your vision, people might not understand your vision completely. They might not want to be like you or understand everything, but you give one more perspective to people, to society around you. There's one more point of view that you share with others, and others can take into their own consideration. And so it's really a matter of day to day doing small steps, but really doing them. You know, go work out, go do you know, those really also, you know, social things, you know, light things, going and talking to your friends more often, even in a you know, more superficial way, just going out and trying to lift yourself up from that depth you're in, and not feeling bad about it, not feeling that you're betraying yourself, because you're not. Nothing is going to be lost, because you just kind of shift in a different direction, because when you're that deep, you don't do anything about it. You might have all the knowledge in the world, everything you need to know, but as long as you're in all those emotions, in this depth, there's nothing you're bringing, you know, as a benefit to others, to your own life. So you do need to get a little bit less deep. And once you do that, you kind of like always want to take more action. You do want to do certain things and go out more and participate in light activities and talk to people and you know, go and see nature and so on, because this is in the end what really makes your life valuable. To build yourself up, become a better version of yourself, sharing the small moments with people, and finding joy and glory in the ordinary things, and in having that kind of lifestyle, and being okay with it, and knowing that this is the path to go. And once you do that and you build up step by step, and you take those little steps that are called taking action, and being more SE-wise and not waiting for somebody else to show you the way, then all those small steps, they add up to a wonderful life, and we don't even feel it until we're there. But it is very important to go that direction, to take those steps, and I personally believe that we need to understand it. You know, we need to kind of understand it and not just feel it in that way, that this is the necessary steps to take, because you're not going to always feel like it. You're not always going to feel like going out and, you know, participating in life and, you know, working out and being active and all those things. So it's necessary to understand that this is what you have to do in order not to get too depressed or too deep or too lost in your own world. What else was a point? Oh yeah, and then there was the question of taking action last minute or on time. Yeah, same thing. We do things in the last minute because that's when we really feel that something is changing. We feel that pressure. There's just we feel the progress in it, and we don't really want to do anything before that, because we say, well, we're gonna do the least amount that is necessary in order to achieve that goal. And we feel like this is one of those things that makes us special, that we are able to make it in the last minute. But you have to shift your mindset and go from, I'm not doing this for an external validation of I'm capable of that. We're going for, I'm gonna be better than I was yesterday. I'm gonna make the best out of my possibilities. And once you do that, then then you do feel better about yourself. So let's say I have a task at work. I have to have it done by Friday. And I know I can just goof around, not do anything, and then I can give it in on Friday and just work Friday, or, just do it like really superficially and not do much. And in my last job, I would give it in on Friday and it would be great. It would be great because nobody else was able to do that, and so on. And now I've put myself into a situation where I'm on a much higher level and I have to do my best. Like I have to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I have to do that, and I do have to give my best in order to be okay with my results, because the same thing I would have done in my last job doesn't go here anymore. So like it wouldn't work. So what I did was I put myself on a higher level of what is expected of me, because I have learned that the moment you start to give your best for you, what is the best you can do, and not what is like externally expected of you and I can achieve it somehow, then you go to bed satisfied. You know that you've done something. So I'll also keep that in mind when it comes to action. Do your best. No matter what you do. It does not matter if you're cleaning the house, if you're, working on a project, if you're working out, I don't care. It's about do the most you can do, so you can go, to bed at night and know that you've done your best. That's what makes us satisfied. Progress. And you're not making progress by just getting by somehow. Like I've seen it with ESTPs, so often they do it in other ways, as in they get in those situations where they barely survive, get in so much drama or, just chaos, and just kind of make it and survive it, and therefore they've proven to themselves their strength. Instead of, saying, okay, I don't need to prove my strength at that point. I'm just gonna create a nice environment for myself and then go higher than everybody else. Because once you're like in chaos and you barely survive, you're on one level with everybody else, and so nobody's gonna dislike you. Once you start to like really take action and be better than most people, because most people do not take action on a daily basis. They do not do those things that are necessary for you to feel good. And once you start doing those things and you achieve those things that most people don't, that's when it gets kind of scary and painful, because you kind of leave a lot of people behind, and people are not going to like you because it makes them remember that they're not making the most out of their lives. So those are also the negative emotions that come into play with this. And so it's very important to choose what kind of people we surround ourselves with. And it's very important also to say, okay, I'm willing for people to dislike me. I need to do what is best for me, and that means that I have to do my best. And if doing my best means I'm going to be better than others when it comes to like external results, then that's okay. That's what has to be done. You have to understand that your main goal is not to be a martyr and to kind of hold yourself back so others don't feel bad. You have to make the best out of yourself and inspire others through that. And having that shift is one of those main things in this channel and everything. And having this taken action kind of thing is just something that should be on our mind as often as possible. And the more you do it, the more you get used to it. The higher of expectations you have of yourself, and the easier it becomes. I know there's this saying, it doesn't get easier, you just become stronger. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it is like this. But on the other hand, you're a creature of habit. Once you put this habit into motion, then you don't really think of it as a burden. If you're used to working out 2 or 3 times a week, you're not going to go to the gym and be like, oh, I can't do it. And the same thing is about getting up early. Doing those extra things, making your life extraordinary. And just because it's fun, it's a nice feeling. It doesn't, because every time you do those things, you get into action. You stop forgetting about all those depths and those deep, scary emotions that are intense and don't really get you anywhere. You can actually do something and connect with more people and open yourself up to more people instead of being reclusive. So taking action is always a very important topic, and even if you don't feel like it, make it a conscious choice of the things you have to do. And if you don't feel good, you can lay down for a while and, you know, let it all sink in, but then it's time to get back up. Okay, so this is my these are my thoughts on those topics, on taking action, and the comments you posted below that. I hope that helps, and talk to you in the next video. Bye. There's no chance for me to really be able to make the right decisions because I'm so suppressed, real like this, and gave me all those feelings I get when I'm with